Holy smokes, folks. I was just looking over a few things and I want to share what I was just looking over here. It's no bueno, okay? No bueno. And I think it's important to always, look at what you're looking at short term, right? Understand what's going on in the market. This is not good, what I'm going to share with you in this video here. But at the same time, don't let that conflict with your long-term feelings about stocks and where companies are going over the next 3-5 years based upon what's going on in the short term. But I can, what I'm going to share with you is definitely not good for a short-term, standpoint here, okay? So NASDAQ, you always look at what the market's telling you. And a lot of people like to look at, the fundamentals and the technicals and things like that, right? And obviously I love to look at the fundamentals. Some people are into technicals, that's fine. But you can see what's really going on in the pricing action. And I feel like not really looking at like the 200-day moving average and all the different moving averages and things like that. I think sometimes it's just like so clear what's going on, right? And so NASDAQ coming into this year, right off the bat, this is a year to date for the NASDAQ. We drop off a cliff, right? NASDAQ loses 2,500 points in a snap of fingers. What that was a valuation loss, essentially, where we had a valuation scare where people felt like, oh, we're overvalued on a lot of these NASDAQ stocks, a lot of the big caps and things like that. We need to come down. So we lost 2,500 points, which made sense, right? Then we came back only 1,000 points, all to drop another 1,500 points roughly, right? Then we have this big upward move of, about 2,000 points or so upward there. And then obviously the whole Russia-Ukraine situation just, we had another massive fall and we lost about 3,000 points-ish there, right? Then we came back only 1,000 points that next time versus 2,000 that first time. Then we lost another 1,500 points or so. And this latest one, we only climbed about 700 points roughly. These are all rough numbers roughly. And so, what we're looking at here is there's just no momentum on that upside. No one believes in any rally we're getting in the market right now. What this shows me is no one believes in any rally, and all they're using rallies for right now is to sell into those rallies, essentially. And that's why you can't get a sustained rally right now. That's why we can't get a 2,000 point move on the NASDAQ, because all Wall Street's doing right now, and this can change very quickly, but all Wall Street's doing right now is they're using any sort of rally to sell off positions, okay? That's what's going on. Now, if we look at something like Amazon, this is a very clear indication of everybody playing a waiting game. Amazon is one of the top 5 most important stocks in the entire stock market. And this stock has just been trading in a range recently where everybody is waiting on Amazon's next earnings. People don't really want to sell this stock anymore at this point in time. And look at it, since we entered May, all the way through the last 2 months, essentially, the stock's gone nowhere. Hasn't gone up, hasn't really gone down. It's just, and this is because no one really wants to step out there and be a major buyer of Amazon. People also don't want to be a major seller of Amazon. Everybody's like, let me see this next earnings and let me really judge where the economy's at, where we're going, where's their guidance, how orders coming in, things like that. And let's see then, okay? But no one wants to make any decision right now around buying or selling this stock. If you look at Tesla, which is definitely a top 5 most important stock in the entire stock market, I can make an argument that Tesla might be the most important stock in the stock market, despite it not being the biggest market cap. From a psychological perspective, Tesla is massive, okay? And if you look at Tesla, no one wants to do anything with Tesla right now. They don't want to buy Tesla. They don't want to sell Tesla. They're like, I'm just going to hold what I got right now, but I don't really want to do anything with this stock. Everybody's waiting for these next Tesla earnings to make a judgment here, like, is Tesla's demand falling off? Or are they just going to have a good 22 and then 23 is the numbers are going to tank? That's what people are thinking. Like, no one wants to make any move here in regards to Tesla, and the stock just can't go anywhere the last 2 months, right? You look at a stock like Shopify, which is definitely not in this category of importance to the market, but a stock like this, I bring this up because it's the same exact pattern. No one wants to step out there and buy Shopify right now. At the same time, no one really wants to sell this stock right now. Everybody wants to see where the next Shopify earnings are to make any sort of judgment call on this stock. And this is a problem with the market right now. We are in what I call a waiting game, where no one wants to do anything right now. Everybody's just, and really what I'm talking about is I'm not talking about retail crowd. Everybody gets so caught up into what's retail doing, and retail's buying this or retail's not buying this. Retail is not moving these stocks. Retail's not moving Tesla. Retail's not moving Shopify. Retail's not moving Amazon. Retail's not moving all these large cap stocks, okay? The only way these stocks are going to move is by Wall Street. And Wall Street it is in a moment in time right now where they're keeping their pistols by their side, but they're not firing anything right now. They're not making a move. They're scared. They're like, let me see the earnings, and then we'll make judgments. Now, the scary part of this is if earnings come in and it's weak, we're going to see another massive sell-off in stocks like Amazon, Tesla, Shopify. But no one wants to make that decision right now. Wall Street's scared to go out there and sell more Amazon shares or sell more Tesla shares or Shopify because they're like, well, what if this earnings come in is not that bad and guidance is pretty strong from these companies? Well, then you know who wants to sell those sorts of stocks when they're already heavily beaten down? Look at Amazon's year to date. Look at Tesla's year to date. Look at Shopify's year to date. This is the worst start to those stocks pretty much you've ever seen. It is. Like, you know, Amazon, Tesla, Shopify, I don't think those stocks have ever started a year this bad. And so that's where people are like, I can't really sell more shares right now because, you know, we got to see what these earnings are like. So we're in a pause position right now in the market where everybody's looking around. They're like, okay, you know, who's going to shoot first here? And everybody's like, okay, let's just wait. And that just puts you in this market where it's very, for retail specifically, it's very wearing because stocks are down big and you don't have any major price movements now. And so it's like what's going on now? Are we in for another crash here, or are we in this position where we're going to start to bounce back and maybe not end the bear market, but we're going to get this market into a healthier place? And as of today, Nasdaq's down about 31% from its highs, and as of last week, or actually it was 2 weeks ago, we were down about 34% on Nasdaq. So everybody's waiting. They're like, is this next leg lower and we're going down to 35-40% on Nasdaq, or are we about to start coming back in this thing? And honestly, earnings is going to dictate this whole thing, and that's what's going to be what dictates whether Wall Street comes in and says, okay, time to start buying up Amazon, Tesla, Shopify, these stocks, or says, you know what, we gotta sell these off. But it seems like one of those two situations is going to happen this earnings season. So anyways, I just want to show you guys that. I think it's important. Much love, and have a great day. Peace. Check out the description. Watch some other videos. Peace.